Hey, what's up? This is JLH Henry. So today, we're talking about the Fair Housing Act, and we're going to talk about discrimination based on race. Get ready.
This is JLH Henry, Keller Williams agent in the greater Boston area. You won't believe how many people need to get real. REAL, Real Estate Explained, amazingly by Lucky in 90 seconds, give or take.
Welcome back. It's JLH Henry. So this series is all about the Fair Housing Act, and I got some examples for you. Today's example, we're going to talk about race, because according to the website, discrimination isn't always easy to spot. So here's a tip to kind of figure it out with some real life examples. Example number one, right? John, who's a white man, applied for an apartment. And when he applied for the apartment, the landlord seemed really eager to meet John and get this apartment rented. Then when John shows up in person, the landlord's attitude is a little bit different once he sees him in person, and he doesn't seem as eager to want to rent in the apartment anymore. So John fills out his application, and a couple weeks later, or a couple days later, he finds out, hears from the landlord that he's been denied based on a negative reference from his past landlord. Now this really shocks John, because John has never had any problems with his past landlord, and in fact he would assume that he would get a great reference from his past landlord. So he goes and he talks to his landlord, his former landlord, finds out that the new landlord never contacted him for reference. So John suspects the real reason he got turned down is because he's white. So John decides to file a complaint. The board looks into it, and turns out John was right. This landlord has shown a repeated history of prejudiced treatment towards white applicants for his properties. So sometimes discrimination isn't always easy to spot, but if you have a hunch, make a phone call, check it out, see what you can do, because you have your rights and no one should be taking those away from you. It's called fair housing. Tomorrow, we have another example talking about Fair Housing Act. We're going to go through a couple different examples so you guys can really have a good picture of when you might be getting discriminated against and what you can do about it.
This is JLH Henry, and I'm here to keep it real with you. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, call or text 978-712-0244 and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more. Another way they ask me how I know it'll be okay.